So that leads me to the guy I want to highlight next, and that's Christian Watson at North Dakota State. Because when I'm looking at this class as a whole, and we were texting about this earlier, and I'm thinking from the total package of a complete receiver, size, speed, body control, run after the catch, route running, hands, everything. And I'm taking in injury history as well. I don't know if there's a more complete receiver in the draft than Christian Watson because he's got the size. He's 6'4". He's over 200 pounds. He's got long arms and a really good wingspan. His catch radius is huge. He had a plus 40-inch vertical, which helps that catch radius even more on top of his 6'4" frame. Ran a 4.36, and it shows up on tape. He is able to run really crisp routes for being that size. Part. And his ability to sink his hips and not be a rounded cutter. Is it the most amazing routes in the world? No, but when he's able to move as fast as he does and be as fluid as he is,
it makes a difference.
Be that size, it really does make a difference. And then the thing with him that no one is going to understand unless they really understand, quite honestly, understand football and understand what he is and what he's coming from. He's coming from an offense that barely used him. It's like having a 2022 brand new Ferrari, and you're driving it 5 minutes down the road to the grocery store and back. And that's it. And every once in a while, like every other week, you take it out onto the highway and you let it go 85 down the road. And then you bring it back and you don't let it do it again. He was so underutilized for his talent. North Dakota State is a run-first team. North Dakota State runs the ball so much more than they throw. It's not even funny. That's how it was when Trey Lance was there. It's how it was when Carson Wentz is there. It's how they've won so many championships because their running offense is so dangerous. And then their play action game off of it, they can make big plays. Christian Watson didn't get as nearly the opportunities as other guys in this class, like Garrett Wilson, like Chris Olave, like even Treylon Burks at Arkansas or Drake London, any of these guys. He didn't get nearly the targets and the opportunities to make plays as they did. And still, the type of numbers he put up when you factor in how often North Dakota State was throwing the ball are freaking astounding. He accounted for 35% of his team's total receiving yards. For every player on North Dakota State last season that caught passes, that's receivers, tight ends, running backs, anybody that could have been subbed in, anything, any receiving yardage output. He accounted for 35% of it by himself. There was 16 total people that caught passes. 35% of their yards went to Christian Watson. He averaged almost 20 yards a catch. And when you are doing that consistently, even when Trey Lance was there the year before, I think he averaged like 17 yards a catch. There's something there. And I know the competition is a question, but I'm looking at this from how I evaluate wide receivers. And I like to think I have a pretty dang good eye for wide receivers. It's one of the few positions that when I feel something really strongly about a guy and I see something in him and I like him a lot, they normally work out. I get the same sort of feeling in my gut about Christian Watson that I got from DK Metcalf. And I'm not trying to say they're the same player. That's not really my comparison for him. I think DK was a little more physical and aggressive. He was also a lot stronger and just heavier, while also being the faster physical freak that he is. But I see Christian Watson in that same sort of size, speed. You can't keep up with me and you can't box me out. And I have the wingspan and the jumping to go out and do whatever I want. And if I'm a DB on the other end looking across from this guy, I don't know how I'm supposed to cover him. And that sort of fear is what changes an offense. That sort of game-breaking ability is what number one receivers are all about. Instilling fear in defenses. And the total package, everything, size, speed, hands, deep threat ability, yards after catch ability, underneath routes, injury history, everything factored in. I don't think there's a single receiver in this class that checks more boxes than Christian Watson. I don't. I love him. I think he's fantastic, and I think he's only going to get better in the NFL because he's going to be in an offense that's going to not throw to him more than 4 times a game.
Yeah. I mean, with Watson, I love him as well. A little challenge on the hands because he does have very strong hands, and he does come down with a lot of tough catches, and snag the ball. He's able to snag the ball away from his body very well using those strong hands. But he does have some concentration issues. He has had a good amount of drops. His career drop percentage is 13.3, which is abysmal compared to, we were just talking about Olave, who had 4.9. So this is something that he must clear up. But yeah, like you're saying, well, he does everything, and he has everything that you're looking for. And he would probably fit in our offense very well. He does a lot of things that Moore does, surprisingly, being
At
much
6'4",
bigger.
216, exactly.
Used on sweeps, used in screens, used in the short game like he can be. We can use him in a lot of similar ways, but also different ways because of his height. We can use him as more of a downfield jump ball threat, or as a slant guy who can maybe shield defenders off a little better.
And he has the speed to outright just beat you deep.
Yeah,
he can just run by people too. It's not even like it has to be right. It's not even like it has to be a jump ball. It's like he can just outright win deep, and he just happens to be 6'4".
Just happens to be 6'4". And I posed this question a while ago: if London went to South Dakota or North Dakota State, and Watkins went to USC, would most people still have them ranked the way they do? Would they be talking about London at 4? I forgot who said that. Was that Mel Kiper that gave us?
I think so.
London? That's ridiculous. But
yeah,
I think Watkins definitely has what it takes, and he will impress a GM enough to be taken a lot higher than people think. I know a lot of people are saying that he's probably going to go early second, but
no way.
I don't think so at all. I think he's got all the traits to be a first-round wide receiver, if not maybe even the top wide receiver.
If he gets past the Packers at 22, my jaw's going to hit the floor.
I would be surprised if he even makes it to the Packers. I can definitely see somebody going even sooner. Yeah, he's got everything you look for. So yeah, like you're saying, who do you take at 10? If you're at 10 and you're looking wide receiver, do you go for the guys with the elite traits like Watkins? Do you go for the best all-around guy and like Wilson? It's really dealer's choice here. What do you want? What is the type of wide receiver that you want? Because there's that kind of variety going on here, and you can find whatever you're looking for. And don't worry about how other people rank them. It's all about what you want.
And just what you need and how they fit your offense.
Exactly. Just go get them.
Yeah. I want to add in one last point on Christian Watson, just with the drops that you had mentioned. And it's something I had heard Chris Sims mention today. And anyone who doesn't think Chris Sims is smart is wrong. I'm sorry, they aren't paying attention. But he had mentioned something about Watson and the drops, because he had brought up exactly what you're saying. That is the knock with him, is that concentration drops, because he can drop the easy one and then he'll make the most amazing circus, freak 40-inch vertical catch and come down with it no problem. And it's like I was saying, with them underutilizing his talents, he doesn't get nearly the opportunities to make plays. So when he does, he's so excited to catch the ball and run and turn the corner and score the 70-yard touchdown that he forgets to catch it. Yeah. So if you just give him more targets, that's going to start, working itself out of him. I think that's going to be easily fixed.
Yeah, it's not something I would stay away from him because of. I would still very much want Watson on this team.